Okay, another interesting shooter. I don't always say that, but this one is. On the left, we've got a Zenbook Fold, which has a 12th Gen i7 Intel processor and 16 gigs of RAM. On the right, we've got the brand new Surface Pro 9. This is the Snapdragon X Pro version and also has 16 gigs of RAM. Now it's going to be interesting because obviously the new Surface Pro is going to be emulating x86, and the Fold has quite a powerful 12th Gen i7 processor. So let's kick them off and see how we get on. First reading I give you will be the Fold on the left, and it's a percentage of processing power as determined by the makers of FL Studio image line. The second reading is obviously going to be the Surface Pro on the right. Here we go. So off the blocks, we've got 19% versus 13%. So the Surface Pro, even though it's doing emulating, saying it's having to work less hard. 21% versus 15%, so still the same story there. 20% versus 15%. So the Zenbook having to work harder. It's reporting it's using 19% of its processing power against 14% of its processing power of the Surface Pro. At that point in time, 20% versus 14%. Now it's worth waiting until things hot up a bit, which is a little bit later on in this song, which comes from 9 Loops. It's one of the default demo songs that comes with FL Studio. It's called FL Simple. It's called Keep It Simple. FL Simple, where did I get that from? Okay, and we're progressing into the faster section now. 25% versus 22%, so going in, they're a little bit more closely matched. 27% versus 21%, so the Surface Pro still having to use less of its processing power. Let's see what happens when it kicks off. We're now looking at 31% versus 26%, so the Surface Pro still reporting it's having to use less of its processing power, even though it's having to emulate the i6. And I have to say that they do seem to have done a great job with the emulation. The performance is outstanding on these new Snapdragon X Pro and Elite laptops, which have come out, I guess, a couple of months ago now. But they are very fast. 33% versus 29%, so getting a little bit closer there. 36% versus 27%, but I think we know the story. Let's call it a day there. Hope that's been of interest to you. If you've enjoyed it, give it a like. If you'd like to see more, then obviously hit the notifications bell and maybe subscribe. Thanks very much for your time. Goodbye.